I'm here at Northwood Community Center doing, what is this going on? Soul Guy is here today with the youth in Jane and Finch area. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. So tell our viewers some of your experiences as a young person and some of your inspiration.
Well, my experience is getting into hip-hop. Hip-hop saved me, you know what I mean? Getting into hip-hop and doing art and dancing and rhyming. That's what, you know, we made a choice at a young age with the Rascalz crew to do music as opposed to whatever else was out there on the street, you know, because there's not a huge amount of opportunities, but you can make opportunities for yourself. So I got into music, and that just led me on this fantastic path. I've ended up, you know, working for record companies, traveling the world, creating my own companies, and now we're producing television and working with great artists. I'm very fortunate, you know, but it's because I dedicated myself to positivity. It sounds a little corny, but it's the truth, man.
So you did some trips, Sierra Leone, you've been to Kenya. Tell me how that's changed your perspective on social justice work.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, first of all, Africa is not what you see on the TV all the time. It's not babies waiting to die or with flies in their eyes. It's beautiful, and it's also a reality check because you see people that don't have the things that we have, but they have so much in their heart, and that was really inspiring for me. And I need to find a way to reflect that, to tell people about it. And a song was good, but you know, the visual, the thing of creating a television show or a film about it was an inspiration that came, and being able to tell those stories back on this side and also stay connected to the people on that side was really an inspiration for us with what we're doing it For Real. And just, you know, it changed everything for me because I couldn't really do things the same way anymore. Once I saw the different parts of the world, I was really inspired. You know, my education has been through traveling.
I've done some traveling myself, so the inspiration and what I've gotten from Africa is something really unique and authentic.
Where have you been?
I went to Nairobi, Kenya, actually,
Nice.
but I was in Mombasa.
Nice,
And,
Mombasa is so beautiful, right?
It is.
That's where we shot some of
beautiful.
Kanan's video,
Yeah.
the Soba video. We shot it in Nairobi and in Mombasa by the ocean.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But there's the strength that young people have and this kind of role that young people feel that they've got to take on in communities. Tell me how that inspire you.
Well, it's super inspiring because you meet people who, by all virtue of their circumstance, they should not be doing anything. They should be, you think they just, you know, if I put myself in that situation, I don't know that I wouldn't curl up in the corner and just cry. And these people instead, they're dignified, they're beautiful, they're fighting for their community, they're hand in hand, they're really a community, and they got problems, all sorts of them, but they're moving forward. You know, this guy said to me once, he's like, man, we don't want to hand out, we want to hand up. You know, we don't, you know, you do something, we do something, you do nothing, we do nothing. JaneandFinch.com. You know, like, you got to really get in the community, and I know the community here in Jane and Finch is a beautiful, vibrant community, and I also know there's trouble. You know, I know there's a lot of violence. I know kids is on the streets. I know there's guns in the place, and it's like you got to actually put those guns down. There's for every gangster, you know, every gangster to be able to be a successful gangster, you can be successful at anything. And gangster, you know, is a one-way road, man. You can either end up locked up or in jail. You know what I mean? Or in a really hard circumstance. But flip that around. Use that energy because it takes a lot to hustle and be out there and survive on the street. But you can apply that in anything you want and you can be successful. And that's the truth. And when you see these people in other parts of the world that are being able to do that and lift themselves up, you know, I think the key thing is that we have a choice on this side. A lot of people there don't have choice, but they still make the most of their circumstance. And here you know, you might not want to take the minimum wage job, but you still got a choice to do it. You know?
And action, I think, is so crucial too with their movements. I mean, we sit here and talk a lot.
Yeah.
In Africa, things get done because there's a cause and a response.
And a need, right? And it's like it's right in front of you. You're like, well, we need some clean water because if we don't have clean water, then people are dying.
Yeah.
And we can't have people dying because that's our brothers and sisters, and they don't stand for it. And you know, and it's always been inspiring to me. So I'm so fortunate to be able to travel. If I had one wish for everybody, it'd be a round trip ticket to Africa. You know, or to a different part of South America, somewhere outside of your comfort zone, you know?
Yeah. Out of your comfort zone. So tell our viewers about forreal.com.
Yeah, so you can check out forreal.com. That's REAL.com. And forreal.com is the follow-up site to our TV show, which will be airing on CTV. You can check it out on Christmas Eve, and then you can see it again on MTV in the new year. And forreal.com is a space around, you know, an online space around art, culture, and social change. A place where we invite all y'all to come out, build a profile, talk about what's going on in your neighborhood, what's for real around the world. Meet these leaders that we feature in For Real. Get a chance to, you know, ask some questions. You know, learn about other organizations that are doing good work. Find out how you can stay connected to them. Find out how you can, you know, really. What we're trying to do is create a space where tangible change is occurring. Like you hear all this stuff, all this doom and gloom. It's so negative how horrible the world is. And it's like, yeah, we're in a tough space. There's a lot of wars that happen and we don't agree with. The environment's messed up. But there's beautiful things. There's people who are literally changing the world. And we can be those people. And we just want to take inspiration from those people, because when I've met them, I've had such a fortunate privilege to meet them, and I just want to spread their message, you know. So I'm just a conduit to their message, really, you know.
So there's an 8-part series that's going to be happening here in Canada. Let our viewers know a little bit about that.
For real, the basics of For Real, the idea is we take these celebrity guests around the world and we connect them with young people under extreme circumstances doing amazing things to change their community. We had all these amazing guests come with us. We had, Kanon went on a trip with us. We had Cameron Diaz in Peru. We had Joaquin Phoenix in the Amazon. Mos Def in the City God in Brazil.
I was in Rio this year too.
Isn't it crazy?
I was in
it's so fun. Beautiful. Were you down there just recently?
Yeah, I went
with Gavin and those.
Borders.
Yes.
No, not Remix. Schools Without Borders.
Okay,
Something different in your face.
But those are all good organizations. Schools Without Borders, Remix, all this. What's going on here in Northwood? Like, you know what I mean? Like, great organizations. We have so much happening here in Toronto. It's so vibrant. Like, we were on the cutting edge of like integrating art and culture and social change. Like, and it's funded, and like we got so much opportunity here, man. Don't waste your opportunities.
You said hip hop's a huge tool. Why is that?
I think hip-hop's a huge tool because it's a voice of the people. It comes out of the gutter, and when you don't have a Bentley to aspire to, you remember to value your voice. And when you have a space that you can rhyme and you can do your thing, and it elevates you to a point where you can speak for your people, around the world, people really value that privilege, and they take it deadly seriously. And it's a chance for people to put their energy into other things. So instead of this negative thing, you can get, hip-hop is great because it's participatory. Like, you can be an MC, you can be a graffiti artist, you can be a dancer, you can be a DJ, or you can just be someone who loves it and you're involved, right? And so that's why hip-hop is really it's actually become a global youth movement. And the beauty of hip-hop outside of North America and the Western world is that it's stuck to the true values of hip-hop. And for those of you that don't know where hip-hop came from, it's not all about bling and spinning rims and your grill and girls shaking their booty in the party. It is about partying, it is about having fun, but it was founded on peace, love, unity, and having fun. And yeah, it's about I'm a bad MC, and yeah, it's about ill rhyme flows and that stuff, but there's got to be balance, and I feel hip-hop's out of balance right now, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is the work we're doing is trying to create an alternative. I'm not saying that those guys are bad. I don't have energy to go against them. What I have energy to do is create something else that people might dig.
So hip-hop, the movement of information.
Yeah, a movement of information. A movement of information, a movement of empowerment, a movement of the youth. Whatever the youth movement is, it just happens to be hip-hop now. It used to be rock and roll. You know what I mean? Whatever is the movement of the youth, it has the fabric of change like woven in it. It's just a fact.
Message to our youth, to the Jane and Finch community.
Yeah, put the guns down, pick up something else, and love yourself, because it's really important that we have love in our community. Love yourself. You can love your neighbor. You can do anything you want. And I know some of you watching look at me like, oh, who's this guy to say you can do anything you want? Or he doesn't know. It's like, look, I know, and I know that you can be anything you want to be. And you hear those messages all the time, and the reality is you hear them all the time because they're true. And you got to make, you have choice. Think about it. Just for a split second, when you're in a situation where you got to make a choice, there's a right and wrong decision. Try to make the right choice. Make a choice for yourself. Value and love yourself enough that you're not going to put yourself or your friends or your people in harm's way. Because, man, the flip side of that is a really hard road. It ain't no fun being locked up. It ain't no fun going to funerals. It ain't no fun being involved in the justice system, man. You got so much potential, man. I don't know. It hurts my heart. I read, seeping, such bad things happening down here. But I know there's beauty here, because there has to be, or this place wouldn't be so vibrant. Wouldn't have been standing for so many years. Wouldn't be so many great people out here hanging out doing this stuff. Like, this is a sign that there's great stuff here.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure.